Today is 31st day of October, 4 days to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court case, which will be on the 4th of November. And I want to tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has decided not to give up without a fight. Would you believe that earlier today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu filed a motion on notice to the High Court demanding 6 orders from Justice Omotosho and the court itself. We have a copy of that motion itself written by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, of course signed and sealed by the court itself, so it's very authentic. So let's go straight in. Whatever you're doing right now, I advise you to leave it and focus on the video, or go and finish it up, and when you're through, you come back and watch the video because you do not want to skip a bit of it. Now, this is the motion on notice that Nnamdi Kanu filed today to the court in his final strategic push towards the last days of the court. Let me read it for you. Now, this is a motion on notice and written address in support. So, motion on notice. May it please this honorable court take notice that on Tuesday, the 4th of November 2025, at the hour of 9 a.m. or soon thereafter, as the defendant's applicant may be heard, the defendant's applicant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, appearing in person, shall move this honorable court for the following orders. So listen carefully now. This is where it gets interesting. Order 1. An order declaring that there exists no charge or counts cognizable within the corpus juris of the Federal Republic of Nigeria against the defendant/applicant. The same being a nullity ab initio for want of any extant legal foundation, all purported statutes underpinning the charge having been repealed or misapplied. So in summary, the order 1 is demanding that the court should declare that there is no charge against him. There is no charge against him. Now, number 2 order is an order striking out in its entirety the purported charge as it fails to constitute any offense known to law. The Criminal Code Act, Cap C45 LFN 2004, the Customs and Excise Management Act, SEMA, Cap C45 LFN 2004, and the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act 2013 being either non-existent or repealed, leaving no viable statutory basis for prosecution. So in summary, this number 2 is asking the court, because of the order 1, to strike it out, to strike out the case. Let's go on. Number 3, order 3, is an order for the immediate and unconditional discharge of the defendant, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there being no lawful or constitutional basis for his continued trial or detention in the absence of a cognizable charge under any extant law of Nigeria. Simple. It's asking the court to discharge him. Nnamdi Kanu, this order 3, is demanding that the court should immediately acquit and discharge him with immediate effect. Now, order 4 is an order declaring that the issues raised in the defendant's, which is Nnamdi Kanu, comprehensive written address on the non-existence of any cognizable charge and the unconstitutionality of continuation of trial filed in strict obedience to the Honorable Court's directive of 27th October 2025 are pure questions of law within the purview of sections 1, section 3, and section 36, subsection 12 of the CFRN and section 76, subsection 1D3 of the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2023, requiring no supporting affidavits, as they are grounded in judicially noticeable statutes and the record of this honorable court. Now, order 5 is an order directing the prosecution to file and serve its response, strictly confined to points of law within 3 days of service of this motion, and that this honorable court shall proceed to deliver a considered ruling forthwith on or before Tuesday, the 4th of November 2025, on the competence and constitutional validity of the charge. He's also asking the court, to tell the prosecution to also reply this, motion, because it is a motion on notice, which is a motion that the other party is aware of. You understand? So the other party has also been served. They also know about this motion. So it's asking the court to tell the other party to respond to this motion so that the court can also give its judgment on or before the 4th for this particular motion. Now, motion 6 says that such further or other orders as the honorable court may deem fit, expedient, and consonant with the dictates of justice, legality, and constitutional supremacy under Section 1, subsection 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended. It is very clear what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is asking the court. It's simple, that they should, stop prosecuting him, that there is no case against him, and the court should also strike out the case that they have brought up against him. All of them, strike them out. And also asking the court that having struck them out, you should release him immediately. And he quoted the exact laws, verbatim, word for word, detail for detail, on the reasons why they should release him. Nnamdi Kanu filed this motion and tabled it in the High Court early this morning. This is what I have to say, and this is me being on the spot. Even the blind, deaf, and dumb by now knows that Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer and in fact is facing a witch hunt. Even the prosecution knows by now. Even Tinubu knows by now. Omotosho knows by now that Nnamdi Kanu is facing a witch hunt. Omotosho, as a judge, has already known the end of this case in terms of who won the case or not. As a judge, you already know where a case is going to. You already know who is right and who is wrong along the line. It is your job. You are trained for it. So Omotosho, as a judge that is trained for this job, already knows that Nnamdi Kanu is innocent. But because Nnamdi Kanu's case is a political case, in a political case, lots of interests abound. And sometimes there are threats. And sometimes there are bribes. And sometimes, the court is not even allowed to carry out its rulings, independently. A lot of interference go on in the court. There have been cases that judges had to recuse themselves when they find out that they are not independent of what they're doing in this court. But if to say that Nnamdi Kanu is writing rubbish, that Nnamdi Kanu doesn't know what he's saying, that what he's asking for is too much, or it's impossible, or he's lying, is a fallacy of hasty conclusion. Because even the blind, like I said, even the deaf, even the dumb, know that Nnamdi Kanu committed no offense known by law, just as he said in the motion. No offense known by law. To prosecute an offense that is clear is very easy. But why is it taking long time to prosecute Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? He has told the court that the court does not have jurisdiction. And that is why it's even finding it very difficult to prosecute the case in the first place. He has told the court that he needs to bring in witnesses from abroad, from Kenya, from UK. That is to show you that most of the people that can testify on this case are not even in Nigeria. And what does that tell you? That means the offenses you accuse him of is not even in Nigeria, because the witnesses, most of them who he is calling from, is even in the place where you accused him of carrying the offenses. The place where you accused him of committing whatever it is you said he committed. This is not a case we should be dragging. This is a case of simple. We know that this is no longer, a trial. That this is a political witch hunt. All we are saying is that since it is a political witch hunt, politically, it will benefit you nothing to keep Nnamdi Kanu. Simple. Because it's political. Because you say it's political. Of course, if it's political, it should lead to a political victory. Now tell me, what is the political victory of keeping Nnamdi Kanu in the prison? What will you gain domestically and what will you gain internationally for Nnamdi Kanu that you unalive in that cell? Even his health. How does his health have to do with the case? When we say that Nnamdi Kanu is being tortured, the whole world can now see it clearly. Because when somebody is sick and you deny the person treatment, you are accomplice. You are culpable. You are culpable to the person's, demise. In any law in the world. Because if you see something, you must say something or do something. If not, your hand inside. Because last week, it was recorded, and I did a video about it, that Nnamdi Kanu was assaulted in the DSS dungeon. He was assaulted by an officer. What does that tell you? That the man is exposed. You are exposing this man to any kind of insult and torture and dehumanizing condition, and you encourage it. You encourage it because you want him quickly. Whatever happens to him should happen to him quickly. The poison is no more working. The injections are no more working. They have left his system. They have left his system. They have failed to do the work that it was sent to do. Whoever you bought those injections for, sold you a fake. Go and collect your refund. Whichever country you bought that biological weapon that you used to inject on Nnamdi Kanu, sold you a fake. Go and collect your refund. Go and collect your refund. Because you people don't have sense. The person know what you want to do with it. The person know what you want to do with it, and they swapped it. They changed it. They didn't give you enough dose. Maybe you should have put kerosene inside or fuel. You thought by now he would have died. Maybe by last year or 2 years ago, because Buhari's plan was to unalive Nnamdi Kanu. It's clear. So they wanted to use biological weapon to kill Nnamdi Kanu. But they were sold a fake drug. Either it was fake drug, because this God works in several ways. You think that you have power? Do you think you have power? Nnamdi Kanu has more power than the whole Nigerian government. Nnamdi Kanu has more leverage, has more connection than the whole Nigerian government. I bet you. It's not working. Can't you see it's not working? That is why Buhari's boys are trying to influence it from outside. They're trying to influence redeployment of officers in that DSS because it is the Fulani that control the DSS. Putting officers where they are close to Nnamdi Kanu, trying to put their boys close to Nnamdi Kanu so they can inject him another one. You're taking his blood 6 times, South Africa. Till today, you've not brought any result back. Because you're taking the blood to find out why he has not died. You are taking his blood to find out why. What's going on? Maybe the person you bought the injection from, you went to show him the blood sample and ask him, Oga, look at what you gave us. Look at the blood of the person. He's not working. The person is not dying. Nobody can kill Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is alive. Nnamdi Kanu is alive. Nnamdi Kanu is alive. Write it in the comment section like that. Nnamdi Kanu is alive. This motion is meant to set the pace for what will happen in the final days, because the grand finale is coming up soon, and therefore this motion is going to set the pace for any judgment Omotosho is going to give. And we are looking forward and we are anticipating that definitely Nnamdi Kanu is coming out of that dungeon. We will never stop believing. We will never stop believing. They will call us mad people, but it's only mad people who believe. It's only mad people who have faith. It's only mad people who see the future. The future is with Nnamdi Kanu. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Turn on notifications, select the bell that says all to get notified whenever I will release a video. I have been your host, Chi Ne. Thank you for watching my video. So I'll see you next one. Peace.